Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, by now, everybody has heard about the unfortunate situation that happened in Nashville with the 28-year-old school shooter by the name of Audrey Hale. Now, since then, a lot of allegations, rumors, and claims have been circulating through the media concerning this particular situation and some other things as well. One of the really big rumors and claims that I've been seeing going on around the news and social media is that some people think that this young person who shot up this school, which was a Christian school, if I'm not mistaken, shot up the school because of, a certain, I guess, hatred or resentment towards Christianity and Christians, and basically saying that there's like a Christian versus transgender thing going on, and that's what fueled what happened. Like I said, that's what they're saying. That's not what I'm saying because it's all alleged. I don't know these people. I don't know that person, before what happened. So I can't say, oh, yeah, that's definitely why, they did it, whatever. But that's one of the big claims that's going on. I know everybody knows about Tucker Carlson. He was one of the main people who was talking about this, saying that he thinks that they're targeting Christian schools, like I said, out of resentment and hatred. Now, as sort of like a counter argument or rebuttal to that, a lot of people got triggered and said that, y'all are only saying this now because when all of like the black people were getting shot up, when the black preachers and churches were getting shot up and all the other religious groups, y'all didn't have nothing to say. But now when these white, Christians are being shot up, now it's, oh, they're attacking, people of a certain religion. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not denying the fact that there is some resentment and tension in between, certain groups and certain religious groups, so to speak. But I do have to agree, why are you making it a point now after everything that has happened? You know what I'm saying? Another claim that has been going around that I've been seeing a lot lately as well is this idea that they're trying to, like I said, connect dots and say that, these transgender people have mental issues and that's why they're shooting up these schools. There's a person on Twitter who posted all these different incidents with school shootings and how that they were allegedly labeled either transgender or non-binary, something along those lines, and that they shut up these schools, saying that that these communities are radicalizing these people and whatnot. I just know that there are mentally unstable people in this world and very malicious people in this world that then turn that unstableness and that maliciousness onto innocent people that don't deserve it. And I feel like in the middle of all of these claims, people are forgetting to label this what it needs to be labeled, which is an act of terrorism, because that's what these school shootings are. You go into a school where there are vulnerable teachers, where there are children, the most innocent people on this planet, and you open fire on them. That's an act of terrorism. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Some of them might have had mental issues, but that does not excuse what happened. Now, the news outlets did speak to some people in Audrey Hale's life, and they did, give some insight into who this person was before all of this happened. So there was a teacher, if I'm not mistaken, from a previous college that they attended, and the teacher was saying that, this person was the last person that they expected to be listed amongst the names of school shooters. That they didn't seem like the kind of person who would do something like this. That they were very sweet, nice, and well-mannered, good at what they did, good in school, that they didn't cause any problems. That there was maybe one incident where they might have gotten frustrated, but that was really it. That, they treated people right. They seemed like a decent person. I think that Audrey went to school for like art, something like that. And they described her art by being very childlike, colorful, bright, almost like having an obsession with all things childlike. And you can, go to the article. I'll have it linked in the description to read all of this. So I'm not just coming off the top of my head with this information. This is, stuff that came straight out of their mouths. And like I said, it's in the article if you want to read it. There's not a lot from what I do understand or know or am aware of about their personal life. Now, the parents said that, they I guess they were aware that their child had a gun, didn't really expect them to use it like that, but they were aware for the most part, thought that they had gotten rid of it, but didn't, obviously. So, at this point, 28 years old, the parents are no longer accountable for your actions. Okay, yeah, hold them accountable if they didn't raise you right, but at 28, you're responsible for your own actions. So again, we need to label this what it is. And another thing that struck me as odd that happened with this situation, so the news outlet CNN brought on a young lady by the name of, I think you pronounce her name, Avriana Patton, brought her on, and they had a segment with her where they, inquired some things because allegedly, apparently, Audrey sent her a message before all of this happened, and it was a very odd message, which stated, and I quote, "One day this will make more sense. I've left behind more than enough evidence behind, but something bad is about to happen." Now, I don't know what that was supposed to mean to her because this young lady blatantly said that she barely even knew this person, that they went to that school together years ago, that they were kind of friends. They, I guess, hung out together for a little bit, but they weren't like best friends or anything like that. They knew each other. They had a pretty platonic relationship, just simple, I don't want to say acquaintances, but, and they were asking her, well, why did she reach out to you? And she was saying, literally, I'm still asking God that question because she just could not figure out why she would send that message to her. And then she later explained that she, text messaged the message to her dad, asking him, should I do something about this? And he said, of course. And then she moved swiftly to try and get to the authorities or get in contact with the authorities. There's a whole process that you got to go through whenever this kind of stuff happens that I'm glad that they asked her about so that people can know about when this stuff comes up. Because unfortunately, I don't think that this is the last time something like this is going to happen. There have been news outlets saying, somebody, text message you something or message you on Instagram, because that's how she got the message across, or they say something crazy, you need to tell somebody. And that's exactly what she tried to do. Unfortunately, the people who she went to help did not, I feel like, act fast enough. And I feel like I don't want to like completely like drag them, but I feel like they failed basically. Like I get it, people try to do the best that they can, but I just feel like the timeliness of them handling what she told them was just garbage. And the way that they handle it, like I know that there's a process, like I said, but they just didn't do a good job. I'll put it that way. And I feel like because they failed in that area, if I'm not mistaken, they said literally like within the same day of her trying to get help, and get that message out and get them to do something, that she had already shot up the school. And if they would have moved a little swiftly, taken things a little more carefully, maybe they could have stopped this from happening. Because one of the things she said that they were trying to do was basically being her location and try to get to her before she did what she did. But it didn't happen, unfortunately. So again, we're dealing with an issue of negligent people in charge, or just people in charge not doing the job, not coming through, failing at the job that they were responsible for. And once again, I'm going to have to ask, why in the world we don't have a system set up at these schools like metal detectors? Okay, I've said this before, and this also goes for the incident with the 6-year-old who shot his teacher, and I believe it was Virginia. I made a video about that. I made 2 videos about it, actually. Why isn't there a system set up at these schools? There needs to be locked doors, okay? There needs to be one entrance that all people have to go through. People need to be verified. Are you this child's parent? Or if it's not the parent dropping them off, if it's the babysitter or older sister, brother, uncle, whatever, they need to have that verified through the authorities, through the administration. You need to know who's coming up here to get these kids, or who's coming up here. There needs to be, like I said, one main door that they all come through with metal detectors, and all the other doors need to be locked. Kids need to be in school during school hours. Those doors need to be locked. There needs to be police officers stationed by those doors, because one of the ways they said allegedly she got in there was she basically broke the glass. So, like I said, police officers need to be stationed by those doors that are locked 24/7, or however long the kids are there, to protect those kids and keep people from coming in there from the outside. And like I said, the usage of metal detectors, I don't know why they have not put them in these schools yet. So if somebody comes in there and they're hiding something they shouldn't be, they're going to get found out fast. But there's so many more things that could have been done to save these kids, those teachers, that was not done. The ball was dropped. The ball has been being dropped for these people, and it's sad that they're being unalived, and they don't have to be, because simple procedures are not being put in place. I really hope somebody's eyes come open, or if this comes to somebody's attention and they really do something, But it's sad that we keep going through this over and over again, and it seems like nothing is changing. It's really sad, and it's really pathetic, to be honest, that nothing has changed. Now, one more thing I want to propose, an idea, and I hope nobody gets offended by this, but I'm going to put it out there anyways. Like I said, there were people from like I said, the college that she went to, that said that her artwork was very childlike in nature. And you know that, whenever you have any kind of form of art, whether it's, painting, drawing, music, writing, art is an expression of one's true self. So maybe, perhaps, this young person, like I said, maybe they had, because they said that she did have allegedly an emotional disorder, and maybe it kind of regressed her to sort of like a childlike state. And like I said, with the issue with the 6-year-old shooter, yes, I do believe they know right from wrong, but they don't always have the mental capacity to understand that you cannot take a gun to school and shoot people. I'm not making any excuses for anybody. Maybe mental health did play a part in this. Maybe there's something deeper, like I'm thinking that there's some kind of connection between, like I said, what was going on in her mind and these kids at this school. You know what I'm saying? But, it's not for us to always make connections. Sometimes things happen and it's just an unfortunate situation. And again, we just also need to label it for what it is: somebody doing an act of terrorism, being malicious, and hurting people, unaliving people, and it's just sad, and it's something that they did not deserve to have happen to them. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a nice day.